Alright, hi guys. Uh, Welcome to week 12, Action English. This is our last unit, unit 8. How was your vacation? Just before we begin, I'm going to go through the rigmarole of our PowerPoint. Textbooks you know. Please keep up with the listening practice. We are going to be doing the same number of units for both books, so you should be on Unit 7 or Unit 8 at least, and have reviewed more than once the questions for your listening practice books. It has all the answers and the transcribed Korean, the translations, so there's no reason for anyone who is studying to get less than 100% on the final, which is worth 15% overall. So please keep up with both books. Our next Zoom meeting is Thursday, the day after Buddha's birthday, and we'll be going through the final unit. I'm also going to share a lot of extra information with you on Zoom about your upcoming final 2 weeks, so please be there. Unit 8 will be the same as usual. Just submit it on time. Do not submit it late. I'm not going to accept any late assignments. We have lots of students working extra hard, and I'm not going to be giving favors to those who maybe missed the boat. But if you do have questions, you can email me. Of course, I prefer Edmodo. Edmodo I will get back to much faster. I get hundreds of emails a day, not just from students, but from faculty. I can't keep up. So if you want a quick answer, Edmodo, use your classroom name and your classroom number and your own name when you send me a message. I will not grade anything through a message or an email, but you can always contact me for that reason. Let me just switch the screen up here. Okay, so Unit 8 starts with the learning goals. Just focus in on that. In this unit, you can describe a place, talk about a vacation, describe a hotel experience. The reading is about an unusual job, and then there is a hotel review for your writing section. The first thing that you want to think about after reading the title, How Was Your Vacation? And the learning goals, which we just described, is look at the photo. What are the people doing? Okay, I don't see any cars, so obviously most of them are walking. That's the action, but what else are they doing? And now read Diego's message. In New York for work after my London vacation. Back to work. Where was he? Where is he now? So you need two tenses, right, to describe where he was in the past and where he is now in the present. Let's move over to the next page. Okay. Push this over here. All right. So lesson 1 talks about describing a place. And Diego tweets a little, so many nice coworkers asking how my vacation was. It wasn't great. So we'll probably see that later in the questions. The first thing that they want us to think about is talking about weather. Okay, weather is how it feels outside, what it's like. So we're just going to listen.
Listen.
Sunny, cloudy, clear, hazy, boiling, dry, humid, lovely, freezing.
Now listen.
Well, you can repeat yourself. We're just going to play it once, but you have a pretty good idea. Sunny just means lots of sun. Cloudy means lots of clouds. Clear is no clouds. But hazy is a little bit like foggy. Hazy just means you can't see very far. It might be because of pollution. Boiling is super hot. Okay, boiling, if you look at a thermostat, boiling is excuse me. Boiling means when water boils. Now, I don't think it means when you say it's boiling outside, it doesn't really mean you can fry an egg. It's not like, 100 degrees Celsius, but it's hot enough that you're sweating and uncomfortable. Dry means there's no water. Humid means there's lots of water in the air. It feels like it's sticky and close to rain. Lovely just describes a perfect condition for you. And freezing means really cold. Like freezing is under 0 degrees. I'm from Canada. In my hometown, we had plus 40 and we had minus 40 in the winter. Plus 40 in the summer, minus 40 in the winter Celsius. So you can imagine I have a pretty good idea of temperatures. You can describe today's weather. Of course, you can always use, there's not a lot of room, use a post-it or a notebook for your discussion questions. Show me that you understand the question. Write down a sentence or two. Travel experience. Okay, we're going to listen and repeat.
Listen.
Horrible. Relaxing. Stressful. Exciting. Boring.
Okay, which are positive, which are good things, and which are negative, which are bad things. Make 2 lists. Shouldn't be very difficult. There's a grammar review of simple past with the verb to be. I'm very sure all of you know this. We're going to go to page 142 after we've gone through a bit more here. Okay, we'll get over there soon. But first, we're going to listen to the pronunciation coach. Was and wasn't. Were and weren't. Okay, you need to know the difference between where we use was and were, because they're not always stressed. So let's check out the coach first. Just a moment.
Was, wasn't, and were, weren't. We usually stress words that have a clear meaning. The hotel was old. We don't usually stress the verb be. Words like is, was, and were don't carry a lot of meaning. These words are usually unstressed. Listen. Notice the stress. The hotel was old. The rooms were small. The words was and were are usually unstressed, when they come before another word in a sentence. The hotel was old. The rooms were small. To be more exact, was and were are usually unstressed when a stressed word, for example, a noun or adjective, follows later in the sentence. How was the flight? Was it crowded? Was and were can be stressed when there's no other stressed word later in the sentence. How was it? Was and were are, of course, stressed at the end of a sentence when no word follows. Was your room quiet?
Yes, it was.
Were the people friendly?
Yes, they were.
Be verbs like was and were are also stressed in negative contractions. Listen. The hotel wasn't expensive. The rooms weren't clean. Was the weather nice?
No, it wasn't.
Were the beds new?
No, they weren't.
Negative contractions like wasn't and weren't are always stressed. The negative meaning is important. Compare the different stress in these sentences. The hotel was old. The hotel wasn't expensive. The rooms were small. The rooms weren't clean. Notice that wasn't has 2 syllables, but most people say weren't as 1 syllable. Wasn't. Dinner wasn't expensive. Weren't. There weren't many people. Wasn't and weren't usually don't have a clear T sound at the end. The T sound is cut off or disappears. The weather wasn't great. We weren't very happy. Sometimes it can be hard to hear the difference between the present and the past verbs is and was, or are and were. When these verbs are unstressed, the vowels sound the same or almost the same. The restaurants are closed. The restaurants were closed. The beach is beautiful. The beach was beautiful. Listening for the W sound in was and were can help you recognize the past tense. Listen to these sentences. Notice the stressed words. How was your weekend?
It wasn't great.
The flight wasn't long. It was only an hour. Our rooms weren't ready. The people at the hotel were really nice, though. Now listen and repeat. Click on pause after each sentence. How was your weekend? It wasn't great. The flight wasn't long. It was only an hour. Our rooms weren't ready. The people at the hotel were really nice, though.
Alright guys, so after the coach, you can listen and notice the pronunciation.
Listen.
The weather was great.
It wasn't humid.
We were away on vacation.
We weren't home.
Alright, so there is a small difference. You want to listen again, that's fine. Listen and circle the word that you hear.
Listen. 1,
Our hotel wasn't very good.
2,
We weren't in Madrid.
3,
There were a lot of people on the beach.
4,
The food was good, but I wasn't hungry.
Now listen and repeat.
So you can do that yourself. Listen again if you need. For each sentence in 3B, you can make a new sentence and show me that you understand how the words work. Conversation. So here we're going to listen and, well, we're going to watch the conversation and then match the questions with the answers. Okay, are you ready?
Okay, I think that about does it.
Yes, I think that's it.
Okay, good. So, tell me, how do you like New York so far?
I love it. I'm having a great time here. The weather is sunny and clear, and New York is such an exciting place.
Have you done any sightseeing?
Yes, I was out all day yesterday. It was lovely.
Really, where did you go?
Well, I started off at this great street market downtown, and then I saw a show in the evening.
Oh, what did you see?
It was called Green Grass in the City. I didn't know about it before, but Emma said I should go. It was so funny. And it was in this great old theater.
That sounds awesome.
It was. You know, I'm here for work, but it really feels like a vacation so far.
Well, it sounds a lot better than my vacation.
What do you mean?
Well, I was on vacation last week.
Oh, yeah? Where were you?
I was in London.
I really want to visit London. How was it?
Well, the weather was horrible. It was really cloudy and cold. To be honest, the whole vacation wasn't very good.
You're kidding. Why? There's so much to do in London, right?
Well, yeah, but it was so crowded. I think because it was freezing, no one wanted to be outside.
Oh, no.
Yeah, lots of long lines. Everything was really stressful. Even the traffic was really bad. We took a cab to a restaurant and were stuck in a traffic jam for half an hour. It wasn't relaxing at all.
I'm really sorry to hear that, Diego. But I still want to visit London.
Yeah, of course. I know it's an incredible city. I just had a bad trip.
Okay, so after that, you can watch it again and again, but you can listen and watch, complete the conversation, make new conversations with different ideas. These are some adjectives to help you. Make it personal. Describe a place you visited recently, okay, not long ago. What was it like? How was the weather? Choose 3 words to describe it, okay, and make that a little, remember this might be on the test, okay, so practice now. Let's go to the next page. Lesson 2 describes talking about a vacation, okay, and this should be kind of fun. I love vacation. I do, but I've got a baby now, so it's different. My vacation, not the same, not the same. But we're going to listen and repeat each of these different words. Just a moment. There we go.
listen,
Walk on the beach.
Walk on the beach.
Sunbathe.
Sunbathe.
Watch the sunrise.
Watch the sunrise.
Explore the city.
Explore the city.
Go sightseeing.
Go sightseeing.
Visit a tourist attraction.
Visit a tourist attraction.
Talk to local people.
Talk to local people.
Learn about local customs.
Learn about local
Shop for souvenirs.
and shop for souvenirs. So these are...
now listen and repeat.
Alright, you can do that Circle the phrase that does not belong. So one of these is not part of the same. What do you like to do on vacation? What don't you like to do? Okay. So again, I expect everyone to be working on these questions. Consider each of these questions as part of a possible end term final test. Alright, we will get through the grammar. I'm going to do it all at once. So for now, let's go to the next page. Pronunciation. We're going to listen to the grammar coach again.
Simple past ed ending. The simple past ed ending is pronounced 3 different ways. In some verbs, it's pronounced t. In some verbs, it's pronounced d. And in other verbs, it's pronounced as an extra syllable, id. The ed ending is pronounced t. In liked, d. In loved, and id in hated. The pronunciation of the ed ending depends on the sound at the end of the base form of the verb. Listen. Like, liked, love, loved, hate, hated. We pronounce the ed ending as an extra syllable, id, when the base form of the verb ends with the sound t or d. For example, rent ends with the sound t. So we pronounce the ed ending id. Rented. Decide ends with the sound d. So we pronounce the ending id. Decided. The pronunciation id adds an extra syllable to the verb. Rent has 1 syllable. Rented has 2 syllables. Rent. Rented. Decide has 2 syllables. Decided has 3 syllables. Decide, decided. After all other sounds, we pronounce the ed ending as the sound t or d. We don't add an extra syllable. The e in ed is silent. The sound t is voiceless. You don't use your voice to say t. You don't feel vibration here. T. The ed ending is pronounced as voiceless t when the base form of the verb ends with a voiceless sound other than t. Talk ends with k. The sound k is voiceless. K. We pronounce the ed ending t. Talked. 1 syllable. Dance ends with the voiceless sound s. Dance. When we add ed, we say danced. The sound d is voiced. You use your voice to say d. You can feel the vibration here. D. The ed ending is pronounced as voiced d. When the verb ends with a voiced sound other than d. Love ends with the sound v. V is a voiced sound, so we pronounce the ed ending d. Loved, one syllable. Stay ends with the vowel sound a. All vowel sounds are voiced. When we add ed, we say stayed. Listen. In these verbs, the ed ending is pronounced t. Watched. I watched a good movie. Missed. We almost missed our flight. Worked. I worked late yesterday. In these verbs, the ed ending is pronounced d. Explored. We explored the old city. Enjoyed. I enjoyed the tour. Changed. We changed planes in Hong Kong. In these verbs, the ed ending is pronounced as an extra syllable, id. Decided. We decided to take a taxi. Started. Ended. Our trip started and ended in Tokyo. Now listen and repeat. Click on pause after each sentence. I watched a good movie. We almost missed our flight. I worked late yesterday. We explored the old city. I enjoyed the tour. We changed planes in Hong Kong. We decided to take a taxi. Our trip started and ended in Tokyo.
Alright, so after the coach, you can probably take a look at the pronunciation and notice the ed ending.
Listen.
Talked.
Watched.
Explored.
Stayed.
Rented.
Decided.
Now listen and repeat.
Okay, let's take a listen. Let's hope this is working.
Listen. 1,
Write each verb in the
Enjoyed.
correct form. And
2,
listen.
Visited.
3,
This is working here.
Learned.
4,
Sunbathed.
5,
Walked.
6,
Needed.
Now listen and repeat.
Alright, let's keep moving to the conversation. I'm going to watch a video here, and that'll help you with the rest of the page.
I'm sorry your vacation in London was so disappointing.
Thanks. There were good parts. It was still fun to spend time with my family.
That's a good way of looking at it. Just enjoying time with my family is my #1 reason for taking vacations.
What do you mean?
I mean, well, for example, I visited Miami a few years ago with my family and we loved it there.
Oh yeah? I hear it's really nice there.
Yeah, it was lovely. And the weather was great. But we didn't do anything really exciting. We walked on the beach. We sunbathed.
Nice.
We also watched the sunset every day. It was just so relaxing and great family time.
That does sound relaxing. You know, not all my vacations are horrible. Last year we were in Rio and I really enjoyed it.
Rio, how exciting.
Yeah, we visited some incredible tourist attractions like the Sugarloaf and the statue on Mount Corcovado.
Wow.
And we explored different neighborhoods in the city. We learned about the local customs.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Like we listened to some samba music. And there was a Brazilian cooking class at the hotel. They showed us how to make some delicious dishes.
You're lucky. The food in Brazil is great. And what about the beaches? Rio has some very famous beaches, like the Copacabana.
Well, no, we wanted to visit the Copacabana, but we didn't have time. We were too busy.
It's too bad.
I know. Next time.
Okay, so you should be able to go through that video more than once. Circle and watch the correct answers. Listen and watch, complete the conversation, and then make your own conversations and make it personal. You've all done this before. The people that have been doing the most work get the highest grades. So try your best. This is the last unit to get your highest grades, okay guys? By finish everything that is assigned. Okay, let's go on to the next page. Hotel activities. This is to help you describe hotel experience. Okay, if you're traveling, you're probably going to be using English more often than not. Let's take a look at the Green Tree Hotel.
Listen.
Make a reservation. Go swimming in the pool. Buy souvenirs in the gift shop. Eat breakfast in the hotel. Hang out in the lobby. Get a massage. Have a spa treatment. Use the hotel Wi-Fi. Take a nap in the room.
Now listen and repeat.
Repeat yourself, but number the activities in 1A in the order that you hear them. So those empty boxes. Which activities in 1A do you like to do when you stay in a hotel, and why? So this is a possible exam question. You have to be able to answer it. For the grammar, we're just going to listen to the coach first.
Hello. This lesson is about irregular verbs in the simple past tense. My boyfriend and I went to the movies last night. We bought tickets online. We got there early and we got good seats. After the movie, we met our friends at a nearby coffee house. We had a great night out. Look at the verbs. My boyfriend and I went to the movies last night. We bought tickets online. We got there early and we got good seats. After the movie, we met our friends at a nearby coffee house. We had a great night out. We're talking about the past. The verbs are in the past tense, but they don't end in ed. Their form is irregular. Let's look at the verbs in the base form and past forms. Do you know these? Went is the past form of go. Bought is the past form of buy. Got is the past form of get. Met is the past form of meet. And had is the past form of have. Here are some more irregular verbs. Remember, we use the base form of the verb in negative past tense statements. For example, Anna didn't go to the movies. I didn't have coffee.
Okay guys, we're going to go through the grammar now. So for practice, please go to page 143 and 144. Unit 8. Lesson 1. We're going to listen to the conversations. This is page 142. And are the speakers talking about the present or the past tense? So they already give you one example, the first conversation. Let's listen to the rest.
One.
Where were you last week?
I was on vacation.
2.
Hello?
Hi, this is Helen Smith. Is Jack there?
No, I'm sorry, Ms. Smith, but he's out at the moment.
3.
I was away last weekend. How was the weather here?
Horrible. It was hazy, hot, and humid.
Wow, I'm glad I wasn't here.
4.
Where was Sam?
He was on vacation. He was in Mexico with his family.
5.
Hello?
Hi, Jean. It's Nancy. How are you?
Great. It's a beautiful day here. It's clear and sunny.
That's nice.
6.
Was John at the meeting?
No, he wasn't there, but David and Dina were.
7.
How was the weather on your vacation?
It was bad. There was a lot of rain.
8.
Hello?
Hi, Jean.
Hi, Nancy. Where are you? The meeting is starting.
I'm sorry, but I'm stuck in traffic.
9.
How was your trip? Was it relaxing?
Yes, it was. Thanks for asking.
Okay, once you finish that, was or were, using contractions if it's a negative. Was and were, using contractions with a negative, again for part C. Next page, we're going to listen to the statement. Again, present or past. You decide. Let's take a listen.
1.
I visited Mexico last year.
2.
I wanted to see Mexico City and the Yucatan.
3.
I enjoy eating Mexican food.
4.
I walked on the beach in Cancun.
5,
I often shop for souvenirs on vacation.
6,
I shopped for souvenirs in Mexico City.
7,
I explored all the tourist attractions.
8,
I like talking to local people when I travel.
9,
I learned a lot about Mexico on my trip.
No, sir. Okay, for part B, we're looking at Peter's email. And we were looking at the simple past of the verb in parentheses. So you want to take a look at the first example and continue through the conversation. Part C, write the simple past of a verb in the box using contractions if it's a negative. Okay, page 1. .144 also includes a listening. Wait a minute. Let's put this up here. Okay, let's take a listen.
How was your vacation?
It was great. We got a nice room at a hotel right on the beach. We went swimming every day, both at the beach and at the hotel. And every morning, we ate breakfast in a different cafe.
Nice.
And Michael saw a show. He loved that. But I didn't go with him.
You didn't?
No, I got a massage at the hotel spa instead. That was wonderful. We also went shopping.
Of course.
But we didn't get anything for ourselves. We bought postcards and souvenirs for friends and family.
Okay. So once you get through the first listening, you can look at Alan's list, and it has all things he wanted to do on vacation. Complete the statements about activities he did and did not do. Okay, after listening. And the final listening here is Unit 9. We're not going to go there because we're going to finish here. So all you have to do is rewrite the sentences in the simple past and the past time expression for those in parentheses. Okay, these in parentheses. So let's go back. And back to our page. Here's lesson 3. Here we go. On number 9, no. It's too far. This is what we want. Okay. So, complete the chart after watching the video.
One of the best things about our trip to Rio, it was fantastic.
Oh, where did you stay?
The Rio Posada. One of the best things about our trip to Rio was our hotel. It was fantastic.
Oh, where did you stay?
The Rio Posada.
Really? I actually know that hotel. Another friend stayed there. She said the pool was amazing.
Yes, it's huge. They also have a beautiful spa and a gym. And we ate breakfast in the hotel restaurant 3 or 4 times. The food was awesome. Even the lobby was great. We hung out there a lot because it was so nice.
You hung out in the lobby? This is why you didn't go to the beach.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi worked well, so we were just on our phones or talking. It was great.
You're kidding. Next time I go to Rio, I want to stay there.
You should.
But my favorite hotel of all time was in Ecuador.
Oh yeah? What was it like?
Well, it had everything we needed. Wi-Fi, of course. The kids went swimming in the pool every day.
Was there a gym?
Actually, no, but Oscar and I got massages in the spa.
Ooh, they had a spa too?
Yeah, we hung out there or by the pool a lot.
That's cool. How was the food? Was there a restaurant?
Yes, and the food was very tasty. We actually ate breakfast there 3 times.
That sounds perfect. Way better than the hotel we stayed at in London.
Oh no, the hotel was bad?
It was horrible. They didn't have a pool or a hot tub or a gym or any of that stuff. They didn't have a restaurant either.
Well, how about the rooms?
1 second. Here, look at this picture. The rooms were really small. We had hardly any space.
Oh, poor Diego.
And there wasn't even any Wi-Fi in the rooms.
No Wi-Fi? Yikes. My family will never stay there.
Okay, so once you've watched the video more than once, if you want, check the chart, complete the conversation, and try it yourself. Okay, lesson 4 is reading. Let's give you a quick run through here. You guys know how to do this already, so I'll give you some quick vocabulary. Sign up, directly, ordinary, checkout, neighborhood, and offer. Okay, so I'd like to see you finish all of the required questions. Okay. Who is John Pedro? And I'm not even going to play this for you. I'm just going to let you read. Okay? Should be fine. What is the main idea? Cross out the details that are not in the text. Not in the text. And match the supporting details for each of these 3 big ideas. What do the underlines word mean? And what's the article about? So, by making it personal, describe some attractions or activities in your town, your hometown, that visitors don't usually see or do. Why are they special? What kinds of visitors would enjoy them? So, this is actually a really good question, and I'm probably going to put this in the final test, because it's very interesting and very unique, and something that you can talk about when you do travel, and talk about your hometown. Alright, so please spend a minute thinking about this. It's a very carefully. Imagine you're a tour guide. You want to show visitors places that only local people know about, explain why they are special, and which visitors might enjoy them. Use the information. So again, this is basically a speaking exercise based on your thoughts from part A. Alright, so please give it a bump and try your best. Okay, the next part is a writing hotel review. I'm not going to score this, but if you do it, I will put in mind that you've got the extra points for in case of a tie. Media project will ignore, but you can look at the learning strategy and see how well you've done. Unit 9, we're not going there. We're not going there. Okay, we're going to stop at Unit 8. We've got next week to review, and we're going to go through some listening tests as well as our final test. So there's a lot to do. I'll send you some information very soon how to prepare for everything. But make sure you've reviewed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Both books. Okay, listening practice and your major book. And it's going to be a big part of your score. Alright, so do not slack off. Try to do your best and review and understand that most of the questions will be speaking questions, okay? Do your best. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now, guys. Take care. Stay safe. Stay healthy.